Hello, everyone. It is I, Shay's Creations, and do not laugh at my missing tooth. I don't care. It's getting fixed anyway, but we don't care. We love ourselves. Anyway, I'm having a really, really nice night. It is actually midnight, so it is Monday, and I've been up all day. No nap, no laying in bed, none of that, boys and girls. All I drank today was green tea with moringa tea. Boy, you talking about somebody blessed to have been staying awake all this time. Oh my goodness. But now I'm actually doing something, probably won't even mention it. I wrote another book. I'm not gonna mention it. I don't have my name on the book. I don't have anything. It's a confession book. So and it got some little adult scene things in it. So I don't have a name on the book, but I'm printing out a copy because I'm taking it to someone tomorrow. I have to. Anyway, guess what I did today, boys and girls? Today was my first day to do envelope cash stuffing. No, I'm not going to ever open up my cash envelopes on live video. Absolutely not. There is so much harm in that no, I can see way across the moon where people don't realize that could be done to you. So I stuffed my first. I tried it before, but this time I noticed that I'm getting really diligent with how I'm spending because I know I'm living on Portville Lane, and I know at times are hard for me. So and I'm in a situation where I don't want to have to ask for help. If I end up on the street, you know what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to go there, but I'm not asking anyone for help. I have learned a very valuable lesson, and I kid you not, I'm not upset or anything. Trust me when I tell you, I have learned that when I am in pain, and people know I'm in pain, and people know I'm struggling, that's when they want to leave. They want to stay as long as they can get all they can get. But when it gets to the point of having to extend the courtesy of helping me, it's always an issue. But I'm happy. I'm not upset because I did some research and I realized something. Some people don't want to help you if they feel like you are going to always need help. And I understand that because you don't want someone to be a burden on your finances. And if that is the case, we all have to respect the hustle and grind. But if that is the case, you need to speak up and let a person know. Because I am the most understanding person you could ever date. Why? Because I think we're both sides of the coin. And on top of that, I think like a man. I think like a man. So I would never hold anyone. I would never be one of those women that my thing. I'm not even trying to do that. You work for yours. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do it. It is just fine by me. Just conversate with me and let me know how things are going. But I don't have that issue right now. But what I do have is an issue with someone that is devastated and heartbroken because I refused to take him back. And he called me 2 days ago, and I'm very I don't have enemies. Whether I part ways with you or not, I don't need to be in a situation where I can't see you and say hi. You can't call my house. None of that. As long as you respect me, I respect you. But this person is absolutely devastated. But I kid you not, the reason I won't take him back is because I was with him for about 7 years. And not one of those 7 years he ever opened up my refrigerator. I was not able to walk for over a year. Not one time in that time that he came to my home did he see me eat a meal. And that was a year and a half, but he was here for 4 years in my face. Now, when I say 4 years, I don't mean living with me. We never lived together. He actually lives a stone throw away from me, put it that way. But he didn't see me eat. He didn't see me prepare a meal. So you have to be a straight up savage to be with someone like me and not be able to bestow me the kindness of a meal. So one night his phone rang and his daughter asked for some chicken from right across the street. And I said, well, I haven't eaten all day. I could use some chicken too. And the look came across his face. But the reason why I forgave him, and I still forgive him, is because he is up in age, which means he lived through an era of that was how he grew. And he won't give a dollar to a begging stranger. I will. He won't give a dollar to a person he see, cracked out. I will. So the dynamics of the giving and the taking are different. So I had to forgive him on that because it's not his fault. It's how he was raised. But once he became an adult, he was responsible for his own actions. He did not want to change the way he is. Now he wants to change to get back in my graces. No, I don't want you to change. I want you to stay the way you are. Never change for someone else. If someone loves you, they accept you for who you are. That is it. Now, when I say accept you for who you are, I'm not talking about walking in somebody's store, pull out a gun, a knife, and try to harm them. I'm not talking about going to somebody's store and put something in your purse and walk out. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. I'm talking about things that you have no control over, things you cannot change, like mental health illnesses, like a broken foot or, not a broken foot, but just say, a twisted foot, you walking on a cane for the rest of your life, things like that. But I have been working on a lot of things and learning a lot of things about men. It's been one of them. And it says a man will be with you for a long time, but when he knows that you are sick, that's when he's going to leave. And that's when a person knows that they don't love you, because a person that loves you is going to fight to get to you. Now, I kid you not, the person that I just told you about, I haven't been in even around this person for more than a year. So basically maybe over 2 years. So but friendship, calling on the phone, I've always been, there, but we don't hear from each other that often. And like I said, we live a stone throws away from one another. But there was someone that came into my life that would never leave me when I'm sick. If I'm sick, screaming, they run to me, and help me run to the kitchen, get whatever the case may be. They run to me. But there was a violation that took place. Although I forgave the violation, I couldn't go any further with contact. So I had to put it to the point where I put the brakes on it. And literally, the person was at my door about 3 days ago. If you saw me make a comment on Facebook about someone leaving my home and might have been leaving with a joke to the it was that person, because they wouldn't leave. And I don't want any war in my home. I don't want the cops here. I don't want none of that stuff. So I was like, I don't want you at my door. So the good thing was, finally I got the person to leave the door. And because I didn't want a discrepancy in my hallway, that's why I said, come in. Don't take off your shoes and stand right here. But then I had to get a little change up, a little things for him to understand where I was coming from. I had to get there, so, but then when it got to the point, I'm not going nowhere, I'm a bottom line, and I'm like, what you say? And I was ready, boys and girls. I mean, what? I was like, so I was so angry because there was somebody here, and I'm like, woo, we don't want to be behaving like that in front of people, especially people with chat mouth problems. So I was like, woo, no. So but I had to make it clear. Are you actually saying you're not leaving here? Are you really saying that? Because but I was thankful because I did not want any stains on this sofa set. Ooh, boy. But I am so freaking happy tonight. Oh, my godson was here with me basically all day. Let me tell you one of the blessings that I have in life. I am not addicted to my damn cell phone. So I heard my doorbell ringing, and I wasn't opening my doorbell because whoever needed to get in here know they could turn that doorknob, or they may magically have a key. So there goes that. So I said, I'm not answering the door because I don't feel like being bothered. Not only that, I was suffering for days with this massive migraine. Now, little bit of reprieve right now. Mm, I got a little bit of reprieve right now. So I'm thankful, but I mean, I was in my car crying and while I was driving, and the little boy, he was so, you should see him just like, are you okay? And I'm literally holding the steering wheel crying because I don't know who can deal with a migraine. Now, I hopefully will have my magnesium, if not tomorrow, the 7th. But that means I have to deal with a migraine until then. Now, my migraine started when I started stressing out. I started stressing out about a situation, and I had no control over the situation, but I had to do the big girl thing and let it walk away. I had to let it walk away. I had to be the big girl. I had to do it, put on my big girl underwear and say, you know what, if this person want to fly, let them fly. And then I sat down and I said, you know what, it's time for me to write my book. So I wrote a book. And I put it all out there. I said, you know what, anybody do me harm or anything is going in the book. But girls and boys, I found out I sold 61 books. Now, this compensation thing has got me through the thing because, and I'm thankful. And let me tell you why I'm thankful. My books sold, not one in the United States. Not one in the United States. But I don't know. I know where the books sold, where the original link was clicked. I know that. And that I'm thankful for. And I'm going to say it again. I'm thankful because I put my link 2 places. Only 2 places, which means you have to be looking for me to find those books. I didn't put them on Facebook. Even the book that I wrote tonight, I'm putting in 2 places. I am not putting it now. Amazon is already automatically going to have it. I already submitted the book um, um, to Amazon. Now I'm going to give you a clear understanding. The book is definitely not written in my name. My first and my last name is not on it, only because my mother is in the book. My mother is in the book, and the book is going to shed light on a situation where someone came into my life under false pretenses, and everything is in the book. I spoke to a lawyer. I spoke to her, everything I needed. I made sure before I did the book, there was no way that I could be held responsible for something that I did not do. So, but it is out there. Nobody, I don't give a damn who you are, is going to come into my life and behave a certain way and miscrew this and think you walking away. No, honey, I'm not going to do no, but I'm getting the pen and paper. You shall be, whatever the case may be. And I do take responsibility for my part of not being able to walk away when I started seeing red flags and when I started hearing certain things that I heard. I take full responsibility. I'm not going to say I'm innocent, but my thing is, I just don't like confrontation, and I don't like playing in the sandbox. So you're not gonna say to somebody, did I just hear, when you know damn well you heard it. You don't want to look through somebody's phone and say, oh my God, I found this when you was searching. What did you think you were gonna find? I'm not picking up anybody's phone. I'm not running my hands through your pockets. I'm not going in your code. I'm not doing none of that stuff. You look for that stuff, you find it. You better be able to deal with what you find. If they want you to know, they will tell you, and that's it. But guess what? A guilty party will always shed light on what they're doing. You just have to be smart enough to accept what you see. And I was able to accept it, and I started giving back the energy I was getting. And when it got there, it wasn't accepted. But see, that's how you know somebody doesn't see you as an equal party in the relationship. Because if I'm giving you what you're giving me, then you should have no ill will towards me. But it is what it is. Guess what I got? I couldn't help it. I needed a candy bar today. Ooh, boys and girls. I ate a cookie and I'm eating this. So I had my sugar today. I hate the fact that my doctor told me I do have to eat sugar. But a lady told me in the store, a lady told me in the store today to go home and eat some salt, and it would help my headaches. So I'm like, salt? She said, go home and eat some salt. Just do a little bit of salt, and it will help your headache. So I came home. No, I left the store. and I went straight to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, let me give y'all a little piece of information about Kentucky Fried Chicken. If you ever ate from them before and that chicken was over salty, it is definitely not that way anymore. Absolutely not. But I just realized something. I have to call somebody, but I don't know if I could find the person's phone number because they always call me. But they didn't call me anymore because I told them I was in a relationship and I didn't want any, male friends calling my house and stuff like that. But why would I do that? I won't do that again. But I'm gonna have to look and see if I can find a number in my phone because the person, a friend of mine, he used to work for KFC, and he cleaned the chicken and all of that, and he seasoned it up, and it was beautiful. I used to drive all the way out of town just to go get that chicken, but I don't know if he was the one that contributed to them changing the way the recipe was, but I believe he had something to do with that because the store he was working at, they really did not want to see that man go. They didn't want to see him go, but you know how them Southern people are. He definitely is from the South. I don't know how he lived in New York. Well, I think we were at elementary school when we were friends, and he had that thick accent. He still has it, and I'm like, his sister's gone. Most of his family is no longer. So how are you not picking up? I was in a store yesterday. I was talking to a lady, and my accent is changing completely. And you know what she said to me? She said, "I like your accent." I'm like, "Huh?" She said, "Yeah." And then she mentioned something, and I'm like, "Yeah, I do." I'm like, "Wow." But I was talking to a man in Home Depot. When I went to get the stuff for the wall. By the way, does anyone want to see the wall? Yes, yes. Now it's not. Oh, I will tell you in a minute. I don't want to change the subject. See, I caught that one. Anyway, I saw this man, and I was talking to him at Home Depot, and of course, he could pick up on something. He was like, "Oh, and I'm like, yeah." So it was nice. But let me tell you something. Now that I'm off that, when the man told me in Home Depot which way to do the wall, I should have never listened to the man. I should have do it my own way. You know why? I did my own way over here. This is the best part of the wall. This whole thing I did the way he told me, and you can hear the line. You can feel it. But this is the best part of the wall, and I should have listened to myself. Even the little boy noticed it today, and he said, "Oh, right here." And you see, I was like, "Yep, I should have listened to myself." Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Mm, mm, mm. I want some ice cream so bad. I don't know when last I had ice cream. I was in the store today. We went to Lotto, and I looked through all the ice cream. The lowest sugar count I could find was 16, and I was scared to buy it because I'm used to. I think all these ice cream is around 12 grams of sugar. So I said I may take a drive over to Aldi. I may take a drive over to Aldi because I need some ice cream. This girl needs some ice cream, but I can't eat the full carton of ice cream regardless. But I definitely need that sucker. At least, under 16 grams of sugar. That's a lot of damn sugar. Now this right here, this is probably 1,000. Lord have mercy, this is probably 1,000. But I can't even see it. But I also know I need some sugar because that could also be why my head is hurting so bad. My doctor told me I am predominantly living on no sugar, and he said I have got to put sugar back in my diet. He's telling the truth. I feel so good. I haven't felt this good in so long. I am feeling so good because, for one, I was able to do a lot more bags today. But today, when I sat down, I said, okay, let me start working on some of my jars. Started working on some of my jars. The paint is messing up on the inside of the jars. And in order for me to do the outside, I have to paint the inside so I don't have to pull the sticker off the front. So I'm having a mm, 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 oh, oh, wow, oh, wow. So sorry. Ooh, ooh, mm. Anyway, so I'm having a very good day, and I'm learning I don't need to be doing something all day. Although I'm learning it, still doesn't mean it's working for me. But while I was on a computer for the couple of hours that I was on a computer, I was designing bags, designing cards, printing cards, designing. And it is what it is because, honey, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I know well to listen to myself, and I'm gonna need those cards. That's all I know. I didn't do any cards for a few days, and I was good. I don't want to do any handmade. I don't do, but something today said get those cards made because I'm gonna need them. So I'm listening to inside here because inside here is not gonna steer me wrong. No, I'm gonna stay faithful to myself. But I went to the store, the Dollar Tree. The line was from the register, and the little boy and I was at the very back of the entire row where the people were. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I couldn't stay that long. It was dangerously long. My bladder started acting up. So I said, mm-mm. Then I went to Lido, and I had about maybe 6 items. I had 2 bags of carrots, 2 bags of carrots, I think some pickles, some oranges, basically some fruits and some vegetables. And people in front of me had like a million groceries. So, and then the woman had some kids, and the kids were running around and they're loud. I couldn't do it. I went to CVS. I kid you not. When I tell you what I saw in CVS, I couldn't believe it. This man and his son took off their shoes and had a soccer ball. The pain hit me real bad, boys and girls. Oh, it hit me before I started laughing. That's one of the reasons why I was laughing. And it's still, I can't even move my arm because the pain hit me. Oh, I'm trying to move my arm. The pain, I mean, the father and son took off their shoes in CVS, and one, one was by the register, and one was down on the way towards the pharmacy in the same row. So you know how long CVS is. And they were kicking, boom, the soccer ball, boom. And then they were running back and forth. And I said, my, how does a person do this? And then there's another person with them. Of course, the person's over 18, but the person's not 55 per se. You know what I mean? So they're younger. And the person just kept looking at me. And I was walking towards the person. And the person kept looking and directly in my eyes. And I know why they were looking in my eyes because they knew what the people were doing was wrong. And I said to myself, this is a tragedy of behavior for a grown person to let a, let's say, 14, 15-year old get away with in a public department store, pharmacy, whatever you want to call it. That was outlandish for that man to do. And I said it outside. I couldn't help it because my mind was like, how dare you? So I'm walking, and not only did they not even take notice that I was a passing customer, you know, boom, the ball. Now you know if it hit me, they would have had to call the police, right? So we're not even gonna go. We're not gonna skip over that piece. If that ball had hit me, they would have dialed. They would have called the ambulance for that. Because I got fibromyalgia. We are not pain. Pain can't play here on it, especially somebody walking and you see it. I couldn't imagine it. But then, I get to the register, and there's about 15 cars on the ground. There's a small little child taking every car off the shelf and got the car spread up all over the place. And the lady said to the little boy, you can't, not the mother. a customer on the line said, "Look, boy, you can't take all of those down. You have to figure which one you want." And the lady is cashing out, and she's looking at the little boy, and she says absolutely nothing. And then a man come off the line, and he bend down to the little boy. He's picking up the cards, trying to put the cards back, telling the little boy, go back to the shelf and drop the cards. He go on the floor, he push, and children are innocent, honey, so we have to be understanding of that. But we all know you have got to teach children that the floor is filthy, especially if shoes are on the floor. It doesn't matter if it's your floor outside in the public, you are walking on shit and piss everywhere that shoes are at, and you have a child that small, fingers all over the ground, and you can't even promise that them fingers not going in that baby's mouth. But I was like, oh no. But I kid you not, I was gonna buy one of the cars. I asked the lady how much is the car. She said $7.99, and I said, okay, I'm gonna take one of those cars. Do you need it to ring? And she said yes. So I said, okay. The only reason why I ended up not getting the car is because I had an item that was buy one get one free. So the lady sent me back to go get one of the free ones. So I told her there was no more of the free ones. And by the way, CVS looked like somebody that robbed the place. They are very empty on stuff. So I went back looking, and there was nothing. What I actually found was some Tylenol, but ended up not being able to get the Tylenol because the Tylenol was over $20 something. I'm like, I can't pay for that. No, no. So I ended up not getting the thing. But when I came back, the woman was walking already out of the store. She finally got the little boy, off the floor. So I said, I'm not even gonna bother, making them wait. Plus, the lady was leaving the register when I came. She said, I'll be right back. So of course, instead of getting on the line, I went right to that damn register, put my stuff down. Yeah, that's how I move. So when we got to Lido, no chicken. No chicken in Lido, just a few packs of chicken breast. No legs, no wings, no thighs. The meat was so scarce. I said, oh no. So I already know when it's time for me to go. Now I did pick up a little bit of potatoes, little tomatoes, little things like that. I got 2 avocados on the counter. I'm gonna cut up an avocado in a little while, make me some type of sandwich. Probably wrap, I'll put it that way. But Lido had barely nothing, but what they do have is a lot of storage stuff and some clothes and all the other. I don't want any of that stuff. And when I went to the Dollar Tree, they are stocked with everything, but the store was huge, was packed. Lido was packed, big time packed too. So I said, now everybody stayed home yesterday to only go to the store and make it double what they would have got yesterday. So yesterday needs to be a frequent thing. But you know what I noticed, and it brought me down to sadness. When I was writing my book this evening, well, it took me hours anyway. When I wrote my book this evening, I realized something. I felt so good when I went to the shopping in the Salvation Army. The reason why is because I was shopping locally. Now, I washed all my dresses and tried on my dresses, and I'm telling you, they look so nice on me. I got one that I didn't try on yet, but I'm not going to bother. I'm not small enough that I want to be in a dress. So I noticed that a lot of stores are closing. A lot of stores are closing. People are complaining that the stores are closing, but you know what I've been saying for the longest time, and I realized it today when I was writing the book. If you're going to do a no spend in your community, what do you expect to happen to the stores? What do you expect to happen? And then if you don't want certain stores to make it, and that's the only store that's shipping and that's getting the sales, what do you expect to happen? I mean, you can't think logically saying you're going to do a no spend year. A no spend year means your community is not going to earn. So I felt good for one because I was at the Salvation Army, which is helping the community. So I said, okay. And then, like I said, I wanted to order me a few dresses. I went to Walmart. I went to Target. I said, no, I'm going right over here. Because guess what? My friend was burnt out twice. They gave her a check for her apartment. The little boy here, he lives in a certain type of place right now. They don't have any options. Who you think is helping them pay where they stay? So I'm looking at it as if I'm contributing something in some kind of way by spending my little bit of money over there. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I feel absolutely great that I even have the little scrapings inside of these envelopes right here. And when I say little scrapings, trust me, nobody would think this was any real money, but it's not. But the fact that I was able to put it in here and not run and get a pack of paper that I actually need, but when I tell you I'm gonna need those cards. I promise you, I'm gonna need them. That's all I can feel is I'm gonna need them. And the last time I felt that way, I needed them. But what I was happy about is I went on YouTube and I watched a video with a certain nationality of people, how they do things. Because I'm working on learning different nationalities, how they do this, how they do this. So I picked up one that I'm very fond of, even though they don't like black people. But and how I know I used to date one, and his family couldn't know about me because I was black. But I'm gonna have to go check Sir Person because he told me if ever I was ready for a store to let him know he would open me a store, and he was dead serious too. The only thing he wanted the store to be was out of New York. So I said I was gonna go to his business, which I was almost there today. I just can't do it because I don't know. I want a secondhand store. I know what I want now. I want a secondhand clothing store. Secondhand store, which means everything in the store I want to take consignment. I want to do all of it. That's what I want to do, and I'm trying to figure out who I would have by my side because he said the only thing he's gonna do is put the money together for the store. He said he would fix up the store, but I would have to put it my way because I would have to be there. And he said the only thing is it could not be large enough to where I needed more than 2 employees. I'm like, excuse me, you want me in a box? But then there was a stipulation against a family member of mine because this person doesn't really care for a family member of mine. Coral, yes, you do understand who it is. So that's why I walked away. I was like, I already had the stipulation on my own, but you can't come and tell me to put that stipulation. You can't, those boundaries you cross, you can't do that. So, like I said, I'm feeling very good. I am sitting here in pain. I can barely move this shoulder right here, but I have to vacuum the floor, but I don't think I'm going to vacuum. I have glitter everywhere, and it looks so pretty when I'm walking through the area over there from where I was shaking the bags. It looks so pretty. But I'm going to try to move the arm. Just try to move the arm. Ooh, Lord. This shoulder is so bad, and I need to move it because guess why? I will be on that floor doing my weights tonight. Yes, I am. It's amazing how long I've been working out, and I see very minimal changes. But I have to tell you something else, boys and girls. I got my collagen and vitamin C today. Yes, I did. I was working with ChatGPT on all the vitamins I take, the ashwagandha and everything, and what I needed it for and stuff like that. And it said that with that I needed collagen and vitamin C, and I got it today. And what made it so bad, when I went to CVS, I ended up with two vitamin C's, the little bottles, the little bottles, and then I had the collagen, the big bottle of collagen, and then something made me go back to the row. And then I seen collagen and vitamin C in the same box, in the same bottle. I don't even know how much it costs, but since I do pay for the coupon program with CVS, I got a percentage off, and then I got half off for something else, and so it brought it down to $7.99. So I was happy about that. So I got it. And I almost ended up getting it from Amazon, but Amazon was too expensive. And I said, I actually had to go find something to relieve my head. But when I ate the chicken, I started to feel a little bit better. Now, I ended up not feeling that much better because after eating the chicken, I still ended up crying. So I was crying. And then when I came home, I had my head hurt me so bad, and I didn't know what was going on with my mother. So I asked my supposed to be whoever, but clearly he has walked away. So that we're gonna do, what's well for that one. So I asked him to if he could check my mother for me because my head was hurting really bad, and I can't go to the hospital. I just can't see my mother like that. I saw my mother yesterday in the hospital. That's gonna be the last of that. I'm not going back to the hospital. I normally don't go to the hospital. My mother's in the hospital. I just can't do it. So, and if anything happens, I am okay. My mother knows I love her. I've done the best I could, and that's it. I'm not gonna be one of those people that lay all over the sidewalk and act like I'm. No, no, no. I already know what life is. My mother is. She's gonna be good. If she crosses over, then it was meant to be. It was her time, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it. But I'm a big girl, so. Not saying that that's what I want, but I'm just saying I'm not gonna be one. No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And plus, she's been sick for years, so I asked him to check on her. I'm not sure, but I believe my mother called me today. But it was freak. Oh, so I didn't get to speak to her because my head was hurting so bad, and I was trying to relieve myself of some of the pressure. But on on a lighter note, I need you to go to Paramount. I need you to watch this TV show. It's called Elsbeth. Just pronounce Elizabeth, but with a little dumbness in it. Elsbeth. Oh, she's a dingbat. Ooh, but you would laugh because she is always clung to the person that she believes is guilty, and they don't even know. That's why I'm telling you now, boys and girls, when I be watching stuff like this, it make me not want to get in contact with any strangers out the street because somebody could be investigating you and just buck up on you in the Salvation Army like, oh, this dress is nice. You can see it. It fits you. And then get out chatting and then start asking private questions. Anybody asks me anything about anything that go on up inside here, I don't even care if it's about how I cut the damn tomato. If you don't see me cut that tomato on YouTube and you know how I cut it, I'm not telling you nothing. And I don't have nothing in here that's a secret. But I mean, damn, people just sit in your face and bump you like they just met you and they've been watching your house for hours. Matter of fact, let me close my blinds. But let me tell you something. It is real. It is definitely real what people do. But today is Monday, midnight. Got to be about 12:30. Got to be about 12:30. I'm hoping and praying that I find out about if my doctor's gonna write this note. I'm not sure. Now I did want to move, and I had all of this big thing, but me moving is really not going to make too much of a difference if certain things don't continue to go on in my life because my rent's going to be the same whether I go into a different unit or not. So downsizing may not be what's best for me, and going to somewhere where I have to park on the street when I'm parking inside a garage right now, it may not be what's best for me. And I'm getting the views on my online store now. Whether I got the sale or not doesn't matter, but the other stuff I'm convenient to now. What I did take notice of is if I move, and I got lost. I put the address in the GPS and still couldn't find it. But boys and girls, I might have to go to the emergency room because this pain is really getting. Every time I try to move up, it's hard for me to move up. But let me just sit back for a few minutes. But anyway, I put the address in my GPS and it took me around the block, but I know I'm supposed to have gone up the block, so I couldn't understand what happened. But I'm still gonna continue to downsize, take stuff off the wall, fill up holes and everything, and get it all, where I needed to be because I've been in this apartment over 15 years, and I know I can't get it back to the way they had it, but I'm dang on the sure gonna try the best I can. But I'm not sure. I'm kind of thinking because one unit I moved out of, I actually painted the whole entire unit before I left, and the landlord said, "Why did you paint? I was gonna paint." I said, "I just couldn't help it. I'm so sorry." And I gave the landlord all the receipts to everything I paid so they could file on the taxes. And I was moved out of another unit, and I painted the entire unit before I left. And he said to me, he said, "Miss Johnson, why did you paint? I have to paint before the." I said, "I don't know. I couldn't help it. It's just." And I gave him the receipts to all the brushes and everything. He said, "But you can keep." No, I said, "You gotta file your taxes anyway. You might as well file that." So, and no, I did not ask for any money from either one of them. Neither one of them. So thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so much for anyone that has left me a comment. The little boy is so happy. He comes right on, get my phone, looks at the comments, look how many hearts he looks at everything. But he started making a movie today. This boy is genius. But he doesn't want anyone to know. I said, can we talk about your movie on Facebook, on YouTube? And he's also built his what did he build? With me, of course. His logo for his business, and he's opening his business when he's 16 years old. This boy is 10, and he already knows he's gonna have his own business at 16, and he knows that his mother is gonna be collecting the money. Oh my goodness, you talk about. But I already knew he was a genius anyway. This boy was in kindergarten and knew all his timetables. And I bought him some books. They're in my closet, and he always liked to learn the books. And he knew multiplication, before a certain time. But math whiz, boy, please. I think I can get him on video with the math, but I'm not gonna get him on the video with that stuff. But he wants to make a book on Canva, so I'm gonna have to show him how to do that. And then he wants to help me edit my YouTube. He has a YouTube channel, by the way. Got lots of views, but this boy is powerhouse. I don't know. You know what he said to me today? He said, "Me and you is the same person. We have the same thing. And the only thing is, I'm afraid of birds." He's not afraid of birds. We were sitting in the car today. Yesterday is after midnight, but I'm still used to staying today. We were sitting in the car eating our chicken, and somehow a bird came close to the windshield, and I jumped and I went to roll the window out. Then another bird came, so they must have smelled the chicken or the bread that was in the window in the car. So I said, "Zoop!" to the window, and he started laughing, and it's the first time he ever laughed at me when he see me go through something like that. So I said, "Are you afraid of birds?" "No," and it was so cute because finally something he's not afraid of. So I said, I'm just, it was just so cute. Oh, I'm trying to cut the phone off, guys. Please be easy with me. Be easy. I'm trying. I'm trying. I don't know what it is. Every time I move my head, it feels better when I'm that way. But I'm gonna try to turn the other way. I think it's the couch. I'm gonna have to turn this way to turn my phone off. Thank you so much. Don't cry for me, please.